So, I realized I kind of forgot to do this yesterday, but I was kind of a bit late. It is still a bit late today, but I just wanted to actually talk about it. So, I'm just going to get the dates up because I'm not 100% sure, and my face is not in the frame. Um, yeah. On Thursday, I think it was. No. On Thursday the 2nd, I streamed um, Chapter 9, right? And I realized the parallels between Chapter 9 and what was currently going on, the chaos, looking for the thing, and then I was slowly thinking about a certain thing. After that, and a couple of days until I think the 11th, which was my last one, which was somewhat talking about 10, but more of an emotional thing. The Lost Theory one would be on the 10th. I kind of talked about the parallels between the past and the present of all the 1,000 Times Resist. Now, I haven't completed the game yet. That will be next week. So that would be sort of like the last stream of it, and it'll be really fun, and I'm going to be excited, and we're going to look at the ending, and I'm going to talk to people. There's also a very strong chance that I could, like, over talk to people. I highly doubt that, realistically, it could be like 3 minutes over, and I'm like, I'm just gonna just stay a bit longer. Because it's not that bad. Because I want to see the difference between some things. But, having said that, are there any parallels within Chapter 10? So, Chapter 10 has two. One, which is the time segment, which I talked about, and doesn't really have parallels, but does have the collective void with the noise, which I legitimately would like someone to analyze what that means. Because besides having everything coming crashing in all together, which is kind of fitting as we are currently, by the way, spoilers for Chapter 10, crashing through the floor. So it's kind of fitting parallel between the sort of memories and noises crashing around us, like the world crashing around us, literally and figuratively, which I think is fitting. But you also get the parallels of one sort of like coming together as a group within the other factions and sort of learning. You get all the other groups. Here, you get the Jows, you get the older people who are back with Sister back when Watcher was sort of like the sort of like fixer, healer, etc., etc., and those group being like so the Jows kind of wanting respect and being like, don't we wanted like to choose our own fates. The old people who want to sort of feel like they did something to build this. Uh, some people who want sort of like a form of justice, and the last group theoretically. The one thing I'm going to say about that, I am going to talk about that because it is interesting. Saying a hypothetical that is actually Iris. Now, I'm going to hold on that because that is complicated. It is in this video, but that's less. But we have all of those and us coming together and discussing what we need to do. Now, we have a choice when we become, and I love I named it publicly, the occupant. I am the occupant, question mark. Um, we learn about the situation with the occupants. What happened with the occupants? How they left. Yeah, that was really a shock one. Like I was talking about even in the stream, how I've sort of uh, I've sort of got spoiled a couple of things. So I got spoiled that Fixer was alive. I got spoiled that what was the situation? I got spoiled. What was it? Of yeah, I got spoiled about the situation of the scene where Iris's mum meets her mum. That scene I'd seen before alongside the planes. I was spoiled about the chapter 9 a little bit about like how it works and how the things work. Again, I am not being like someone didn't just go and then here's a spoiler like I'm gonna give you a spoiler now. This is spoil. No, no, no. I deliberately spoiled myself this by choice because Dow Talks Games. I want to look at it and analyze it, and some stuff I'm like, Do I have choices in this? No, watch is actually Fisher Survive. So I accidentally stumbled into stuff. Same with like the endings. I kind of get the endings. I don't know. I know how to get the endings. But rather than be like, oh, this is how you get the endings, it's like there's certain things I need not on besides the fake bad endings. But to get the general like the two good ones, I'm like, here's what I need, and the rest I'm gonna talk about because I feel like it'll be interesting looking at both. Um, but I'll talk about that more, my thought process between the choices in the next stream because that is a lot. Hence why I think I might be over because that might be me talking about it and listening to them rather than the first time being like, I'm not. I will talk to everyone because I feel like that's important. Anyway, and then we sort of learn it from the Oculus perspective and all of that stuff. And then we get a lot of key moments of hearing people out from the sort of like other group. Basically, you hear a bit about um you hear a bit about sort of like Watcher, Principal, and all of these people have a chance to talk to people, including conversations like the Old Purple with Principal, sort of alluding to even though the memories are just copies of like there are memories, they are somewhat conscious, meaning they exist in a state of like I died, I don't exist here anymore, but I am still aware of my existence. As far as I can tell, I might be wrong. And it's really interesting sort of getting all the pieces and getting everyone's feelings. And here's what I'm saying. So a lot of the times, most of the things here, you kind of see here's them in real life. So you see Healer, who's still around. Principal is talking to the Old Purple, but Principal is still around, and they're behind a gated wall. But do you know who else has a similar split? Iris and Iris's mum. And yes, I still haven't remembered her name. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. Why are they split? Shouldn't they be one consciousness, or basically in the same system? Right? Basically, Iris kind of is dead, unless one of the things that happens earlier. Remember the group I said earlier? Someone said they were Iris. Could they actually be Iris? At least in the theoretical sense, not a literal sense. All of them are clones, so we're not doing they're the same because they have the same DNA. Ignore that. Ignore that detail because they're all clones. By that logic, they're all Iris. So that's an Irish type. But through a certain thing, did she gain the memories of Iris and sort of like gained her consciousness? Because you know her consciousness restored, and Iris's mum said that you needed to move forward. And at first, it looked like Iris was deleted because Watcher said, I would delete Iris. But what if she couldn't? That the memory that was stored within the sort of like source and became Iris herself, that was deleted, that copy, but that didn't contain her consciousness because that was moved to an Iris type, theoretically. Meaning her thing about moving forward is moving forward into something new. Yes, this is hypothetical, theoretical, but you do see her one consciousness after she was supposedly, I think, deleted or something like that, and two, moving forward. There's a whole thing of like her memories were shared, and there's a whole thing about it. But I don't know with her being that split, similar to Principal and the Old Purple. Is that a thing? Am I going crazy? I don't know. But I hope you enjoy, and good night.